Ubisoft has created a string of quality titles so players can feel more like an assassin with every release in the last decade. My first stint with Ubisoft was playing Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, and after which I played the Ezio trilogy and became what one would call an avid Assassin's Creed player. When Assassin's Creed Unity was announced in 2014, Ubisoft showcased it as the first next-generation only game in the series, coming to the PS4 and PC. There was an amazing cinematic trailer that promised dense crowds, parkouring up and down seamlessly, and co-op with friends complemented by a rich and detailed world set during the period of the French Revolution. Unity is one of the titles that is usually under scrutiny, owing to all the bugs it garnered in the release month. Although I spotted a few myself, it was not enough to pull me out of the experience at all. This was only accentuated by Ubisoft forcing reviews to come out at noon on the day of the launch itself. Carrying a heavy emotional baggage in terms of storytelling, this game seeks to provide the player with an experience to relish. Let's talk about how one of the most debated Assassin's Creed titles is a game worth playing to this day. Hi, I'm Aditya, and this is a review of Assassin's Creed Unity. On a purely technical level, Unity's highest peaks and most detailed homes are a marvel to admire. Ubisoft's recreation of 18th century Paris is absolutely beautiful, with a sprawling population allowing the player to do a number of crowd events. Although there is a huge number of masks that one can wade through, they were usually more often in the way of smooth traversal and slowed down the movement through the city. Spotting repeating character models was nothing less than a harsh reminder that I was playing a video game. This forced me to spend most of my time traversing the city over rooftops. The game allows the player to move across buildings with newer and more innovative paths of climbing and new fluid animations that make it possible to cancel a movement in the middle of performing an action. In previous games, the freerunning was janky, to put it lightly. One could not control how smoothly the character performed the action after running towards the wall or a structure. The fluidity of the animation here in Unity monumentally changes the gameplay, as it decreases the time taken while scaling up and down buildings. This enables a smoother parkour experience throughout the city. In older games, this would lead to one being unable to complete a tailing mission on time just because they were stuck in a buggy animation, but with the freedom and control Unity provides, this problem is completely taken away. The finesse with which the player is able to traverse is contrasted with how sometimes the AI discovers things that they're not supposed to, or as the character does not quite do what you want him to. With a newly introduced system to crouch in Assassin's Creed titles, Unity emphasizes the use of stealth to clear out sections of the game. As minor issues such as clipping ensued, it was tough to even tell if I was hidden behind structures sometimes. Enemies are definitely more aggressive in this title, as different sections of the city have differently leveled battles. The combat in Unity strikes a good middle ground in terms of difficulty, as compared to the previous games like Brotherhood or Assassin's Creed 2, as it scales according to how much the player learns and progresses in terms of both skills and gadgets. Along with the heavy customization available to change outfits, weapons, and gadgets, the player is able to bring his own unique twist of assassin style with the help of the Phantom Blade and many other gadgets available in their arsenal. Skill points can be attributed depending on the kind of playstyle, where one can choose to be stealthier or go in swords blazing. Obliging fan requests, this game barely has any tailing missions, and if they were to be part of a mission, it was usually to lead up to a bigger and more well thought out set piece in the sandbox mission that one has to discover the thrills of for themselves. The game also provides multiple opportunities and paths and missions to complete them however the player deems fit. Following the previous year's release of Black Flag, fans had high expectations for both the story and writing of the game. The story revolves around our protagonist, Arnaud Dorian, who provides times of levity and humor that are heavily juxtaposed with serious intentions and emotional beats that run into his character arc. With his father being murdered when he was a child, he is adopted by the father of his lifelong love interest, Elise Delacey. At a crucial moment in the story, Arnaud has to deliver a message to Mr. Delacey, but fails to do so, which cascades the story into a murder mystery. The 15-hour story arc is chock full of surprises and interesting locations and characters, but there is so much more to Unity that is put across through various cooperative playing options. With single player and multiplayer fitting into the same central economy, the game is able to coherently move the player from mission to mission in a smooth manner. Although the story might not have been spectacular to a lot of long-running fans, this game's arc and storytelling were one of my favorite Assassin's Creed stories of all time. An interesting thing about Arno is that he's not the chosen one or a prophet like Ezio was deemed to be in the previous titles. He constantly makes mistakes and seeks to learn more about his past, which is aided by the many characters that he meets across the story. Assassin's Creed Unity makes full use of the new generation of consoles to add and hold new sites and multiplayer options. Even though the co-op touches upon some pretty ambitious ideas, of late, the matchmaking has been sparse and the opportunity to play online has been bleak, to say the least. This highly debated title has been one of the most pivotal points in Assassin's Creed history, as the player gets to scale up the ranks to being a master assassin towards the end of their playthrough. What did you think of the game? Do you have an Assassin's Creed title you think captures the heart of the series better? Drop them down in the comments. Let's have a chat. Until next time,